Okay, we've finished sparging. All the sparging water's gone. It's just going down now, and the last little drops of the liquid coming out. What's it taste like, Sophie?
It's still sweet.
Still sweet and yummy. So, I mean, you're best getting as much of this out as possible, because when you boil it, a bit of it evaporates off, and you want to make sure you can fill your barrel right to the top. So you get as much as you can. I might even bring a bucket in here to take the rest of it out if it gets a bit too full here. But what I can do now is to start spooning it back into the bucket, and back into the pan. So, Sophie, are you going to hold on to that?
Okay.
I'm going to take that and I'm going to start spooning this in to the pan. What I think I will do is stick a little bit of stick a towel over here so we don't splash all this everywhere, because I get it in the air and make a mess. Okay, put it all in there. Start spooning all that. Scoop it out. You've got everything out there. So once it starts dripping like this, what you can do is to tip, or we'll let it drip a bit more. So be careful because it's quite hot, as they say in Big Chef, Little Chef. Is that right, Soph?
Yeah, Olivia
Livy's
watching.
watching. Okay, I'm going to get this pan going straight away.
Can I go around to get that step so that I can see it? Okay.
Now this pan here is just about 24 litres. It's made of aluminium, and don't cringe, but apparently aluminium isn't quite as bad as they make it out to be. It's cheap and it comes in handy for making big curries if I ever did make a big curry, but I haven't made one yet. I think I picked it up from my local.
I'm going to quickly feel this. Yeah, it's still a little bit wet.
Yeah. So if you wonder what we do, the rest, what's left in here, we've got a worm farm outside.
Yeah.
And the worms love it. They just think it's Christmas every time we
Give it to them.
give it to them.
And they turn it into soil as well.
They make beautiful. I mean, what you can do if you've got any chickens, friends who've got chickens, they love it as well. The thing is, you can't. What you could do, leave it for a few days. It starts to ferment. Then give it to the chickens then, and they get a bit big and stuff. They get a bit tipsy. Right, we've got this full here. We've got plenty left in the bucket here, but I'll keep this back, because what will happen, I'll do a boil, and then what I'll do, I'll top the fermenting thing up with the rest of what's left in here. So we've definitely got enough.
You don't have that much space in this pan.
Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll top it up, so I'll fill this up so far, but what will happen is that once it's boiled for about half an hour, okay, let's just pull this outside. So what we can do is just lean it up a bit and get the rest of the liquid out. I've still got about another 2 or 3 litres left in there.
Okay.
Okay, let's get the rest of the liquid out. I'll be almost done in a second. Okay, so what we're doing now, we're getting the water to boiling point. I'm going to get it to a nice rolling boil in the pan now. Cover it up. Okay, we'll stop it now. We'll just stop now, we'll come back to you in a while. Hi. Now we've got all the sparge liquid out. And we put it on the boil, and now, looking here, it's just starting to boil. See? You can see the water starting to flow away from the edge. So, this is the point when we start sticking the hops in. Okay, I have got the hops for this recipe. Says we need to stick in 58 grams of Challenger hops, and those go in at the start of the boil. And the boil goes on for an hour and a half. Then 10 minutes before the end of the boil, we stick another 9 grams of Golding hops in. At the bottom here, we've got also some Irish moss, which is basically dried seaweed. And that, there you are, that. That's called dry Irish moss, and that goes in just in the last 10 minutes of the boil too, and that helps the beer come nice and clear. Now this beer will be quite a dark beer, but so you may not really need to stick Irish moss in. Some of the real dark ones don't bother at all. So what we're going to do is do that. So let's get the hops in. Let's pour them in. Once we go. Oh dear, look, I've got a bit of. And we just stir them in. They'll all expand out and all be big and hoppy. Look, see the big hop. See the hop there, look.
Yeah.
So you just stir those in. What normally happens is that it starts getting a bit frothy when you do that. So there's some people who will actually spray water onto it, but I've never really had that problem. However, because I haven't got a big chicken roaster or something like that, like Americans have. But there we are, look, it's all moving. And all you do now is leave it. You leave that now for, we get the timer on, let's put the timer on for an hour and a half. Well, we won't do an hour and a half, we'll do an hour and 20 minutes, don't we? Hour and 20 minutes. There we go. Right. So what's going to happen now is that it's going to boil away for an hour and 20 minutes. Hopefully in that time all the bitterness and all the alpha acids will come out of the hops, and in the last 10 minutes we'll stick those Fuggle hops in, and what will happen there, the reason they go in the last 10 minutes is so that all the oils which are in the hops come out and actually go into the beer, and because we're doing it in the last 10 minutes they don't actually evaporate off, so they actually become part of the beer as well, so we get the further flavour. And also we stick the Irish moss in, which actually boils for that 10 minutes, and in turn that actually helps to clear the beer at the end. Okay, so 1 hour and 20 minutes has gone by. I've got my Fuggle hops and my Irish moss here. I'm just going to pop it in. So we're going to do it. Okay, so we'll put the hops in there to give it a bit of a stir. Just spark up the heat a bit more, just to get a rolling ball there. There we go. Okay, we give that another 10 minutes now, and then we can just turn it off. Hi, it's been 24 hours since the brew finished, well, the boil finished. The beer is now nice and cool. Most people do actually use a cooler or something like that, but I can't be bothered, just leave it on the side for 24 hours and off we go. Now the final stages are, basically you need to aerate the beer and then stick some yeast in it, leave it for a week. So what I'll do, I'll start aerating the beer now, and I'll just talk about the next stage in the process. What normally happens, this beer has got a specific gravity of about, well, it's got a potential alcohol content of about 3.5% alcohol. So generally the brew will take a week and then once the week is over, pop it in a barrel and stick it in the barrel for about 3.5 weeks, basically more or less equivalent to the alcohol content. And once it's finished in the barrel after those 3 weeks, you can drink it out of the barrel, and that's what I intend to do. But what you could also do is to stick it in a bottle, and if you stick it in a bottle, what you need to do then is to leave it in the bottle for about another 3 weeks to condition, and once that's done, it's ready to drink. When you do stick it in a barrel or into a bottle, you normally stick a bit of sugar in with the beer to make it basically carbonate it in the barrel or carbonate it in the bottle. And what I normally do is stick about 120 grams of sugar diluted in water into the mix. Okay, just measuring this out, but all I'm going to do now is to stick. I've actually got some reserved malt mixture in there from the other night. I'm basically going to top this all the way up to the top, stick some yeast into it, and then just leave it for a week. And hopefully I'll come back to you in a few weeks' time. I'll show you the beer and give you a tasting. Bye.